You also have funds available for kind of keeping household neighborhoods from deteriorating. So you've got funds for neighborhood stabilization, you know, repairing foreclosed properties, things like that. There's some low-income housing provisions, and there's some energy efficient upgrades. So there were a variety of things that directly impacted this market. TARP 2 is still in process. This was the rollout on February 10th by Treasury Secretary Geithner that the markets didn't like because there wasn't enough detail. You know, my personal feeling, if this were easy to do, we wouldn't be where we are right now. This is really tough, and we'll see what they're able to do. The quote that the markets didn't like was, "This strategy will cost money, involve risk, and take time." Not a happy statement, but absolutely accurate. So we've got this, you know, they're trying to prop up the credit markets through the TALF. They've committed $50 billion to reduce mortgage payments and mitigate foreclosure. We have a foreclosure moratorium. The part of that deals with loan mods is called the Homeowner, Affordability, and Stability Plan. And they've really got 3 targets. They want to help homeowners that are already in trouble because the price of their home has gone down and they're underwater. They want to help people that are already in trouble in terms of foreclosure, and they want to get rates down through the conforming part of the market through Fannie and Freddie. So those are the 3 things. So, you know, helping 4 to 5 million. Here's the loan modification part. And what I would ask you to do is to just a heads up. On March 4th, when the details of the eligibility requirements, I actually think it's March 6th, this Friday, they're going to be releasing the eligibility requirements for all of these programs. We will have detailed information on car.org. The National Association of Realtors will as well. So I would kind of just hold off, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it right now, and let's see how exactly it's going to work. I want to recommend our website. I want to recommend the NAR site, realtors.org. Recovery.org is the White House website where they're explaining all of the various initiatives they have going on. And federalreserve.gov has a lot of great information directly from the Federal Reserve on the efforts to shore up the credit markets and so on and so forth. So this is a moving target. You know, everybody's doing the best they can, but this is just a really, really difficult situation. So I guess that's really, honestly, all I can say. I want to kind of segue now into a few of my all-time favorite cartoons. This program will block you from seeing anything I don't want you to see on the internet. Will you install it for me? I should say, will you download it now? It's now everything's download. Can you hang on a sec? I think I just took another picture of my ear. Doesn't it feel good to laugh? Okay. On the internet, nobody knows you're a dog. All right. Believe it or not, and you know it, there are people out there buying homes. So who are they and what are they doing? Well, this used to be our internet versus traditional buyer. Everybody's using the internet now. 78 out of 100 people that we called said, yes, I'm using the internet as a significant part of my home buying and selection process. So I'm only going to talk about the internet results because that's the great majority of the market. So they're spending about 8 weeks, 2 months thinking about it before they contact you, doing their research on the web about buying. They are spending an equivalent amount of time with you looking at homes because there's a lot more homes to see. On average, they're seeing about 12. So the dichotomy between the internet versus the traditional remain the same. It's just they're both reflecting the changes in the market. The top sites that they visited, and remember this is a telephone survey, we don't read the answers to them. You know, you can pick A, B, or C. We just do top of the mind awareness. Realtor.com is number 1. Look at what number 2 is. It's your website. This is such an important point. Make sure your website rocks. Make sure it is giving the consumer what they want to know about buying a home in the Sacramento region. Listing that I was interested in, my company website, Craigslist. What was the first site that you went to? Google. Have you Googled yourself? Make sure there's nothing there from college that might be a problem. And you also would like to probably Google your clients, find out a little bit about them. Maybe they have some like strange collection that you want to talk about. More and more buyers are Googling you before. And I got to tell you, I don't have a slide on this, but I cannot tell you how many agents are telling me they're getting clients from Facebook, you know, from social networking. I do not have a Facebook page, and I will not have one because my mother also was Scandinavian. She was Swedish, and I tell people I never in my entire life ever heard my mother raise her voice. In fact, we didn't really talk in my family. I mean, it's just kind of a quiet thing. You know, I'd go over to my friends that were, you know, these loud families, and I'd think like, what would that be like? But anyway, you know, I just feel like private, you know, and the people that know my business are people that I talk to. But I got to tell you, so many people are saying this is absolutely essential for doing business today in real estate. So just, I guess we all need to get over it, you know, get a Facebook page. Most useful website. A third of the responses said it was your website, right? So you have a Facebook page and you link to your website. What's wrong with that? How'd you find your agent? Now, 90% of the internet buyers are saying they found you on the internet. I think it's also possible that there are people in that category who have received 20 years worth of direct mail from you. They go on the internet, find you, and say, I found you on the internet. So this does not mean you can't do the traditional types of marketing that you do, right? It just means that the internet is kind of sexy where the action is. 84% of the home buyers said they bought a home that you showed them. All the listings are on the web, right? They can see it all. But 8 times out of 10, it's the relationship with the agent that leads them to the home that they purchase. Again, really take that to heart. I think that's pretty incredible. Most of the communication is either cell phone or email. The response time that they expect from you is getting shorter and shorter every year. Over 50% of them want to hear from you within 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 31% want to hear from you instantly. So getting organized with your PDA, and you know, it doesn't have to be like 3 paragraphs. It can just be, got your message, I'll call you in an hour. It's just unfortunately that kind of a text message world we live in. As I think I've said over the years, when you meet with a client, get the communication stuff done immediately. How often would you like an update? What format? Once you know what they want, you can exceed their expectations, but time after time, the biggest beef is, I didn't get a lot of good communication. 71% are saying your response time was absolutely critical in my decision to pick you as my agent, right? On a scale of 1 to 5, they're like a 3.2. So there's room for improvement in terms of improving the satisfaction with communication, in terms of selecting you, responsiveness, and they also want someone who's aggressive, and they really often talk about negotiating. So explaining your experience as a negotiator is a really great way to sell your services, because people don't like doing that. You guys are all really good at it. Role of market conditions we already talked about. Only 20% of the buyers said they looked at print. Of the 20% that did, 75% of those said they looked at a local paper to find out about weekend open houses.